Hey guys, I'm going to be reviewing my Alpha Paul Newman Ivory dial Daytona homage watch. Bought this from the Alpha website. I'll leave a link down below. It was 166 bucks plus shipping. First we'll kind of knock out the packaging. It comes with this kind of nice suede pouch. It's got a little pocket back here in the back where the warranty card, the instruction manual came, but pretty nice. Got a little flap to it. Wasn't really expecting it to be that nice. The instruction manual is pretty straightforward. Time setting, the different functions of the watch. It is a chronograph, so you've got your pusher A and pusher C, which is the reset and the start stop, and then the crown, and then it just explains the different sub-dials. You've got a 24-hour hand down here, a chronograph, they call it a chronograph totalizer. It's a 30-minute chronograph, so you can go a maximum of 30 minutes. Then you've got a running seconds hand. Pretty handy. Didn't really expect a guarantee card on a $166 watch, but they do it. Kind of nice, I guess. So it took like 2 weeks, I think, from the time I ordered it until it showed up at my door. So overall, not so bad, seeing as how I think they're based in Europe. I think it came from Lithuania. But this is the watch. They've got a couple different color options. I went with the classic ivory dial. There's kind of a almost like a dark brown or black border around the outside of the dial. It's pretty subtle, but it's really cool. And there's some orange writing kind of above that bottom 24-hour sub-dial. It says chronograph, and then it says Alpha with the Alpha logo on top. 1993 mechanical chronometer. Moving around kind of to the side here, you can see they put the Alpha stamp here on the side, on the crown, and then you've got your two pushers that don't have anything. The Alpha logo is embossed here in the back of the bracelet. You'll read a lot of reviews. I'm sure you've read other reviews or watched other reviews on this watch. The bracelet obviously is not the strong suit of this watch. It's really the movement, I would say, and the styling. They have a seagull movement in here, which is a Seagull SG2903, which I'm sure you've heard is basically tooling from the old Venus Swiss movement factory that they brought over to China in the 1960s to make their military chronographs. So it's used, this is an old Swiss tooling used in this movement. Some people call it a kind of a Swiss movement. I'm not sure if that technically qualifies. If I use a German tool to make something, I wouldn't necessarily say it's German made, but it does have a see-through case back, so you can see everything that's going on. It's got some blued screws. I think it's got 20 jewels, but it actually is a really nice movement for, especially at this type of price point. I mean, I think this the chronograph function especially is what a lot of reviewers talk about as being so nice. I mean, you've got these screw-in pushers, so when it's screwed into place, you can't engage the chronograph. You loosen the screw, and then you're able to start the chronograph. It starts ticking. Then you can stop it, unscrew the reset, and then clicks right back into place. It's a super crisp feel. I mean, it's pretty darn nice. It's a column wheel chronograph, and then the crown. And I'm sure you've read it before, but this is definitely the weak point. So there's the watch winding, but to get it back in, you can see there's some play right there, and you really got to be careful to catch the threads because you do not want to cross thread it. It'll completely destroy the integrity of the case, any water resistance that this may have, and the kind of the unfortunate part about this is it's a manual wind, so you're going to have to be taking this or loosening this crown every 2 days. It's got a 42-hour power reserve supposedly, so you'll be loosening this every 2 days to wind it, and you got to be really careful putting the threads back into the case. It's it's definitely, you can't have everything at this price point, but you would hope with the attention to detail they put into these chronograph pushers that they would have kind of approached the crown with the same level of detail. But a lot of people have complained about it. I'm not unique, so I'm assuming maybe in the future they'll maybe kind of address that and maybe try to fine-tune that a little bit. But yeah, other than that, pretty darn solid watch. If you notice, there's like a film on the top. There's a little piece of plastic I still have not removed. I'm trying to kind of not baby this watch, but try to give it every chance it has, let's say, to make it last. You know, you don't want to cause too many scratches on the crystal. I don't really even notice the protective plastic coating that I have not taken off yet. So I'm just going to leave it on there, give it an extra layer of protection. It is an acrylic crystal, so it could scratch. So I figure, why not leave it on there and give it a fighting chance to last even longer. The bracelet has hollow end links here. You can definitely feel it, and you can definitely hear it. I don't think I'm going to invest in an aftermarket kind of oyster style bracelet for this, just in case it does kind of crap the bed on me and give out. I don't want to pour money into $160 watch. I mean, I don't know if it makes it 2-3 years down the road and it's still ticking away and nothing's going wrong. Maybe I'd consider investing in a solid end link aftermarket bracelet, just to give it a little bit more of a kind of solid feel to it. But I'm not too worried about it. No real lume. I normally do a lume shot for my videos, but there's like a thin little strip there. I've checked. I don't see anything. It's got a nice kind of domed acrylic crystal to it, or slight dome to it. It's got a 39mm case, same as my Explorer 2 with a 48mm lug distance. I think it fits really well. I mean, I have a 7-inch wrist. It's perfect. I mean, it really looks sharp. And there's definitely some situations where, or a lot of situations I would say, where I don't want to wear a Rolex. There's some people I just don't want to, I don't want to even let them know that I have one. I'd rather just wear this, and if they say nice watch, say, oh, thanks, it's an Alpha. It's, you know, $175. Don't want them to even know that I have a Rolex. And so I've actually been wearing this watch quite a bit. It's cool. I kind of like the throwback look to it. I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about the watch. It's got the screwed lugs here, the hole lugs, so you can change the band if you want to really easily. But a cool connection, I guess, to this watch. This watch, as you probably know better than I do, was made famous by Paul Newman, and he was in the movie Winning, which came out in, I think, 1969, and it was about race cars or racing. Admittedly, I've never even seen the movie. I need to see it, but I'm going to be talking about it here right now, so I probably should have watched it before I made this video. But anyways, in the movie, he kisses the Indianapolis 500 queen from 1968, and I guess, you know, I'm not sure without seeing it if he kisses her in the movie or if there's a like offset, if they just happen to kiss or something like that. But that's what my family told me. Now, the Indianapolis 500 queen from 1968 was my dad's stepmom. So my dad's biological mom died when he was really young. His dad, or my grandpa, remarried when my dad was in college, and this was the lady that he remarried. I never got to meet her. It's 1968, Maurice E. Littlejohn Rounds. And if you look up the credits on the movie Winning, if you go to IMDb, there's a credit to Mimi Littlejohn. She didn't go by Maurice. She went by Mimi. So it'll say on the IMDb website, Mimi Littlejohn. So kind of a cool connection. I grew up, I always heard the story about how my dad's stepmom kissed Paul Newman, or got kissed by Paul Newman, and then kind of got into this watch hobby, and everyone started talking about the Paul Newman Datona, and I kind of blew it off, never really looked into it much. But then, you know, kind of found out more about it, and then I looked up the Paul Newman Datona, and it's like 40 or 50 grand, and that's not, I can't do that. So this was a really cool option, or a cool alternative to the real watch for me, and it's kind of a cool reminder of my tie to that real watch and to Paul Newman. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them below.